Hello and welcome to Chapter 11, Lesson 2. Today we're going to be talking about solving capacity problems. Now, I want you to remember capacity talks about how much liquid can fit inside of a container. Okay, so that's what we're kind of talking about here. So let's get started. Emily used 240 milliliters of lemon juice and 960 milliliters of water to make lemonade. How many milliliters of lemonade will she make? So really we have to add these two, right? 240 plus 960 gets me 2. If I add my ones, well, we better do this properly. Here we go. 240 plus 960. 0 plus 0, 4 plus 6, 10. 9 plus 2 plus 1 makes 12. So it would be 1,200 milliliters. The unknown is 1,200 milliliters. Emily will make. Why did they make us write the answer 3 times? Oh, goodness. 1,200 milliliters of lemonade. Now, I'm hoping to not confuse you, but take a look at this. 1,200 milliliters is equivalent, right? Because there's 1,000 milliliters in 1 liter. Okay, so that means I would make 1 liter and 200 milliliters of lemonade. I could also write this as 1.2 liters of lemonade. Okay, so the cool thing about the metric system is all we do is move around the decimal point. Okay, so like let's say I wanted to do, let me take it away from here. Please don't get confused by this. If it makes no sense, just don't pay attention. Don't pay attention to me, okay? So let's say I wanted to do 5,000 divided by 5. 1,000. Sorry. Divided by 1,000. We know the answer would be 5, right? So all I did is I took my decimal point, moved it 3 spots. So that's a little trick. When we're dividing by 1,000, we're just moving our decimal point back 3 spots. And same goes the other way. If I wanted to multiply 5 by 1,000, I would just move it 3 spots to the right to get 5,000. So the cool thing we can do with 1,200 milliliters is I'm going to divide it by 1,000. So I can move the decimal back 3 spots, and that's how I got 1.2 liters. Now, what's the information you need to know? This 1,200. Okay, so if all that stuff I just talked about makes no sense, just whoop, take it out of your brain. No big deal. If you're not there yet, if you are, wonderful. All right, the total capacity, so remember talking about how much liquid does this pitcher hold, of 8 pitchers is 24 liters. Okay, so here I have 24 liters. What is the capacity of each pitcher if each has an equal amount of lemonade? Okay, so notice we're doing division here, guys. I'm taking 24 total liters and dividing it into 8 pitchers. So how many 8s make 24? 3. There are 3 liters in each pitcher. Let's see. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, and 24. Yep, so we counted up by 3s. Each one would be worth 3. Yeah, so unknown is 3. Use the inverse operation to check. Is 8 times 3 24? Why, yes it is. Dylan is helping his dad wash the car. His dad filled up 2 buckets with soapy water and 2 buckets with clean water. The capacity of each bucket is 9 liters. Okay, 9, 9, 9, 9. What is the total capacity of the 4 buckets? So we have to do 4 times 9, right? 4 times 9 is 36. So there are 36 liters of water in the buckets. Cool. Algebra, write an equation with a symbol for the unknown, then solve. Okay, find the total capacity of the liquid shown in the containers below. So here I have to do 150 plus. Now I notice this is halfway between 100 and 150. Okay, so here I'm going up by 50s. So if I cut 50 in half, I'd get 25. So I'm going to know that half of this is 25, so this would be 125. So if I do 150 plus 125 equals the unknown, which we're going to call it W for water. Okay, so now I need to solve. 150 plus 125 is 275. 275 milliliters of equals W. Okay, look at exercise 2. We haven't done exercise 2, so we cannot do that one yet. Peyton's tea kettle holds 2 liters or 2,000 milliliters of water, right? So we know that 1 liter equals 1,000 milliliters. So that means that 2 liters would be 2,000 milliliters. Okay, so it holds 2 liters or 2,000 milliliters of water. She uses 350 milliliters of water for a cup of tea. How much water is left in the kettle? So really all I have to do is 2,000 minus 350. Now, I have not taught you this little trick, right? So there's the long way and there's the short way. We better go through the long way because this is the way that always works. So I have to ungroup. This would be a 10. Did that help me out to do 0 minus 0? Well, I don't need any to do that. But does that help me out doing 0 minus 5? No, it doesn't. So I have to ungroup my 10, make it a 9, and now I have 10 here. 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 3 is 6. And 1 minus 0 is 1. 1,650 milliliters is how much she has left. Here's a little trick. Ready? 2,000 minus 350. So instead of doing all of that ungrouping, when you've got a bunch of zeros you have to take away from, you can subtract 1, subtract 1. Now let's see if this trick works. So 2,000 minus 1 is 1,999. Okay, then 350 minus 1 is 349. Now watch as I don't have to do any ungrouping. Okay, 9 minus 9, 0. 9 minus 4, 5. 9 minus 3, 6. 1 minus 0, 1. 1,650 milliliters. Now the only time you do that is when you got a bunch of zeros and you know you're going to have to do a bunch of ungrouping. So there's a little trick. So both ways we get the same answer of 1,650 milliliters are left. Or we could be fancy and say 1.65 liters because they did liters too. Do you have to do this? Absolutely not. I'm just trying to give a challenge to those who are looking for some more challenge. Okay, let's go on. Okay, here we have to write some more equations, a symbol for the unknown. How much liquid would there be if you poured another 35 milliliters into the container? So again, we have 125. We're going to pour 35 milliliters into there. Okay, so if I'm going to add these together, 125 plus 35 is 160. So X is equal to 160 milliliters. Don't forget your label, right? Because it could be 160 eyeballs or 160 zombies. We don't know. We need that label in there so we know what we're talking about. All right, if you poured this liquid in equal amounts into 10 separate containers, how much liquid would be in each container? Okay, so I have 80 milliliters, and I need to divide it into 10 separate containers. 80 divided into 10 separate containers equals X, or our unknown, because we have to write a symbol for the unknown. If I'm going to do 80 divided by 10, I would get 8. And it would be 8, oh, almost forgot my label I was going on about the last time. 8 milliliters would be in each container. Each stew pot can hold 6 liters of stew. If there are 5 stew pots, how much stew could be made at once? Okay, so I'm noticing this is a multiplication. I have 6 liters in each stew pot, and I have 5 stew pots. So I need to do 6 times 5 equals X. We'll just keep up our little equation doing thing. That's our unknown. I'm going to do 6 times 5 is 30 liters is equal to X. So there are 30 liters of stew that can be made at one time. Kathleen needs 550 milliliters of cream for a recipe. Does Kathleen have enough cream for her recipe? Explain. So I know I need to add 175 milliliters to 350 milliliters, and that's going to equal hopefully 550, but we're going to put X because we don't know what it equals. So I'm going to take 350 plus 175. 5 and 7 makes 12. 3, 4, 5. So we'd get 525 milliliters is how much she has, and she needs 550. Does she have enough? No. She needs 25 milliliters to have enough cream. To have enough cream for her recipe. Oh, wait, yep, okay. Just want to make sure I was seeing 300. Okay, yes, we're good. Let's go to the next one. Glenna put 850 milliliters of gravy into a gravy boat. Okay. John poured 75 milliliters of gravy on his mashed potatoes. Okay, so that's taking away, right? We're taking out of the gravy boat. Keller poured 60 milliliters of gravy on his mashed potatoes. Again, taking more away. How much gravy is left in the gravy boat? Okay, so let's do this. We could either add these together, then subtract from here, or we could do 2 subtraction problems. I'm going to do the first. I'm going to add 75 and 60 together so that I can see how much is getting taken out of the gravy boat, and then I'll subtract that from what was in there. So 5 plus 0 is 5. 7 plus 6 makes 13. So I have to take 850 milliliters minus 135 milliliters to see how much is left in my gravy boat. Ungroup here. 10 minus 5 is 5. 4 minus 3 is 1. 8 minus 1 is 7. So I still have 750 milliliters left in my gravy boat. Mrs. Hudson made 25 liters of punch to equally pour into 5 punch bowls. Here we go. We have a container that has 25 liters of punch, and I'm dividing it equally into 5 punch bowls. I know this is a division problem. So I need to do 25 divided by 5 equals X. 25 divided by 5 is 5. So how much there's going to be 5 liters in each punch bowl. Draw a picture to support your answer. Okay, let's draw. That's not a very good punch bowl, but pretend it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got to do one more down here. Okay, so liter, 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 liter. There's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Okay, so I took my 25 liters, divided it into 5 punch bowls, and I have 5 liters in each punch bowl. Okay, here we go. Claude has 24 milliliters of mouthwash left. He uses 7 milliliters each day. Does he have enough mouthwash for 4 days? So I'm noticing this is repeated subtraction, right? I need to take away 4 for each day, or sorry, 7 for each day. So I also know that repeated subtraction is just division. So I'm going, well, let's not even do it that way. Okay, that's one way, but I'd be doing 24 divided by 7, and I'd get 3 days, so he can only do it for 3 days. The other option I have is to do 4 days times 7 milliliters. So 7 times 4 is 28, so he needs 28 milliliters for 4 days. Does he have enough? No, he needs... How many more does he need? He needs 4 more milliliters to make it 4 days with his mouthwash. Because he needs 24, he needs 28, he only has 24, so he does not have enough. Okay, test practice. How much honey does Omar use in 5 days? Well, look at here. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, repeated addition or multiplication. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. So I'm going to do 5 times 5 is equal to, you guessed it, hopefully it's not a guess, 25 milliliters. Remember that's abbreviated, small m, big L. Okay, that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions. Bye.